3% of 120. So 3% means 3 per 100. In another word, 3 over 100. Of means time. So time by 120. So now remember 120, it's just like 120 over 1. Now what we do, we just simplify, that's all. So this 0 and this 0 can cancel out. So we just use 3 times 12 first. So 3 times 12 is 36. So 36 over 10. So just like 36 over 10. So divide by 10, it's just no decimal point. It's mean right at the back here. So we just move 1, cancel out. So the answer is 3.6. 75% of 150. So 75%, it means if you recognize this, 75 is 3/4. 75% is 3/4. Otherwise, it just goes 75 over 100 times 150. But easier if you recognize 3/4. Otherwise, we can just do this. Nothing wrong with that. So cancel that. So now what I do, instead of I simplify 10 with 15 further, or 75 with 10, I just use 75 times 15. And in divide by 10 is much easier than divide by some other numbers. So I just leave as it is. So I just go 75 times 15. So 5 times 5 is 25. So put 2 on top. So 5 times 7 is 35. Add 2 is 37. So I just write it down first. So put a 0. 1 times 75 is 75. Or 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 7 is 7. I just add them up. 5, 2, 1, 1. So now I divide by 10. Of course, it's moved, no decimal point means at the back here. I divide by 10. I just move this. So 112.5. 12.5% of 150. So 12.5 per 100. I just write 12.5 over 100 first. Of means time. So you just time by 150. So I just cancel this 0 first. Then what I do, I just leave as it is for now. Instead of simplify, I just go 12.5 times 15 first. Now when you time with decimal, we ignore the decimal. So just treat that as 125 times 15. So 5 times 5 is 25. We put 2 on top. 5 times 2 is 10. Add 2 is 12. 5 times 1 is 5. So add 1. Of course, we carry 1 earlier, so which is 6. And then put a 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 1 is 1. So now what we do, we just add them up. So 5, 7, 8, 1. So now we divide by 10. So before we divide by 10, of course, this is 12.5. So one number after decimal point. So we put it here. So that's the answer. But we need to divide by this 10 here. So this 10 here. So we divide by 10. So you move this across. So the answer is 18.75. 40% of 350. So 40% is 40 over 100. You time by of mean time, of course, 350. So what I do, I cancel this 0 with this and this with this. So now the answer is 4 times 35. 4 over 1 is 4, so 4 times 35. So you double 35 is 70. You double again, it gives me 140. So otherwise, you just go 35 times 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. Carry 2. 3 times 4 is 12. Add 2 is 14. So the answer is 140. So let's check. So to use calculator, of course, 3% of 120, you just go 3 per 100. And then you go time by 120. There you go. But it's give me the improper fractions. So what I do, I want decimal, I just press SD. See, 3.6. 75% of 150. So all I need to do is 75 per 100, and you times by 150. Then give you this, I press the SD button, so 112.5. And then this one here, 12.5% mean per 100. Then what I do, I times by 150, of mean time, so 150. There you go, 18.75. Last one here, 40%, it means 40 per 100. And then I times by 350. So times 350. Of course, you times 350. There you go, 140. Please stop the video and try this one yourself. So 10% of 180, it is 10 per 100. Now remember, of means time, so which is times by 180. And this cancel with this, and this 0 cancel. So therefore, it's left with 1 times 18. The answer is 18. Now, 25%. So if you recognize 25%, it means a quarter, it's easier. Again, otherwise, if you cannot, just write it out. 25 per 100. So times by 300. So that cancel with this too. So now 3 times 25. So 3 times 25 is 75. Otherwise, you just go 25 times 3. And nothing wrong with that, as long as you know the process. So 3 times 5 is 15. You carry 1. 3 times 2 is 6. Add 1 is 7. So the answer is 75. There you go. 8.5% of 400. So that means 8.5 over 100. That's all. You times by 400. So now all I need to do, I cancel this 0 with this and this 0 with this. So that equal 8.5 times 4. So you double 8.5, it give me 17. And you double again, give me 34. Otherwise, just go 8.5 times 4. Now, when you time with decimal, you just ignore the decimal. Just 8.5, treat that as 85, and just time by 4. So 4 times 5 is 20. Put 2 on top of the 8. So 4 times 8 is 32. Add 2 is 34. So 34. And because of one number after decimal point, so we just put a decimal point here. So the answer is 34.0. So just same as 34. I just write equal underneath here. So equal 34. Now 30% of 325. So 30%, it means 30 over 100. Of means time. So 325. So I cancel this 0 with this. I suppose you can cancel the 10 with this. But I'm not going to do it because I divide by 10 is very simple. I just move the decimal, that's all. So what I do, I just go 3 times 325. So 325 times by 3. So 3 times 5 is 15. You carry 1. 3 times 2 is 6. Add 1 is 7. 3 times 3 is 9. So 975. But don't forget, I need to divide by 10. So I cancel this. I divide by 10. No decimal point mean is right back here. I move 1. So the answer is 97.5. Let's check it to see, okay, as well. So to use calculator, and what you do, you just go 10%. It means 10 per 100 or 0.1. Okay, your choice. So it's 100. You times by 180. See, 18. 25% is a quarter. I can write a quarter, or I write 25 over 100. So I just times by 300. See, so 75. So 12.5%, I mean 8.5%, it's just 8.5 divided by 100. I can also do that, and it times by 400. Times by 400, of course. So that give me 34. So it's correct. 30%. So 30% is 0.3 or 30 over 100, whatever you like. And then you just times by 325. There you go. And a decimal, but I don't want, It's improper fractions. I don't want improper. I want decimal. So 97.5. Thank you so much for watching.